Hey, what's going on? I will get straight to it. So when it comes to posting on social media, I see a lot of trade business or a lot of trade companies getting it wrong. What they do is they talk about themselves. They talk about an offer they have. They talk about some work they did. They talk about some employee highlight, some review they got or whatever. When it comes to a social media strategy, most home service contracting companies talk about themselves. And don't get me wrong, there is a time and place to talk about you and what you do and the service you provide and the offer you have. There's a time and place for that. That should not be your main social media strategy. A large percentage of the posts that you make on social media shouldn't have anything to do about you. They should have everything to do about your community and mainly events happening in your community. By the way, my name is Chris Gray. I co-own a marketing and consulting agency for home service contractors. I make these videos for you, the woman who's in charge of business and marketing for your trade company. In my experience, again, I don't mean to put anybody in the box. It's just in my experiences. When there's a couple that owns a company, the husband is typically the one who knows the most about the trade. He's out there in the field. Not saying he doesn't know business. Sometimes he does. Sometimes he doesn't. Typically, it's been the woman who's in the office running the business and the marketing. So the business is going to grow. Who is responsible for the growth? The person who's focused on the trade or the person who's focused on the business? It's going to be you, the one focused on business and marketing. So I make these videos for you. So here's an example of what I am talking about when it comes to focusing on providing some value. I don't know about you here where I live. My local grocery store will mail me their weekly ads. They're weekly ads, right? So I know I'm in Texas. We have these different places like Tom Thumb, Kroger. It's gonna be different where you live. In Florida, you got Publix, and I don't know what you have in California, but every state has their grocery, right? Their local grocery store. My local grocery store sends me a weekly ad. That helps me, right? They don't send me an ad talking about the what makes their grocery store the greatest grocery store ever. No, they send me, hey, this is what we got going on this week. That way, I don't have to go searching for it. I don't have to go looking for it. They bring that information to me. So then that mail that I get is one of the few pieces of mail that I throw away because I have value there. They are a source of information. There are Facebook groups that I'm a part of that share events that are happening locally. I don't go to that Facebook group to look for stuff. It just happens. It pops up in my feed. And the fact that popped up in my feed, I may now go and check them out because now they become a source of information. They're giving me some stuff that has value. Or I just recently bought a piece of workout equipment. I didn't go searching for it. I didn't go trying to look for it. I didn't even know I needed it. It was a problem that I had. I saw it pop up on Facebook. I'm like, oh my God, that solves my problem. I then go ahead and buy it. So now Facebook becomes a resource for problems that I have, whether I know that subconsciously or not. That's what happens. And so my point is when your business provides useful information to people, now your business will become a resource. And it might not have anything to do with your actual service, the actual stuff you do. If you're just sitting there giving people, hey, this is what's happening in our local community, these are the kid events, this is what's happening. If you're giving people information, you become a resource. And if you become a resource when they need your service, the fact that you're already in their head as a resource, who are they going to call? And, post about local information and local events and the cities that you serve. Post about sales that are happening, restaurants, again, events, especially things that have to do with children. Even if your local grocery store has a weekly ad, take that link to that weekly ad and post it. Why not? Right? You want to be a source of valuable information. Think about you as a homeowner. If you have a family, what are some things that you would want to know? What are some things that somebody, and if regardless, what are some things your average demographic is going to be a 35-year-old and up homeowner with 2 to 3 kids, right? What does that person want to know? Especially again with the kids, especially with events that have to do with kids. Post that stuff. Don't just talk about your company, your brand, and the service you do. That stuff gets old. People see that all day. Everybody's doing that. Give them something they can use. Let me show you how I would do this. So let's keep it pretty simple. I would go here and let's say, we live in Fort Worth. You say kid event in Fort Worth. this weekend or whatever. Oh, you have all these events coming up. All right. I wouldn't go and just post every single one of these events that are happening. I would take one, and I wouldn't even say this weekend. Let's just say kid events happening in Fort Worth. So this. Now you can take, hey, on the one post for the day might be about this, right? So let's say like right now, as I'm recording this, let's say, or this is all events that are happening Saturday, right? This is happening Saturday. This one's happening today, and then Saturday. So what I would do is starting Monday, I would post, hey, Monday, this would be my first event I post. Tuesday, here's another event I post. All right, Wednesday, I might post 2 events. Or if you want to, you can post all of them in one if you're not trying to, if you're just trying to get it done with. But I think consistency is better. So if you're posting one time a day and you're posting a couple of events every single day, you become a source of information. People will start looking for your posts daily. So I always know I would outline my week with whatever post I'm going to do about the city. It doesn't mean I won't make any posts about myself or my company. This would be in addition to the posts that we're talking about with ourselves and our company. So if I'm dropping a promo about some offer we have, or if I'm dropping some review we had, that day I might have 2 posts, one about me and then one about some events that are happening in that city. That is one way. And that's just kid events. You can say Fort Worth events, right? So whatever city you service, for, put those events. Here's even more. Now you're targeting a different demographic. This is like a date night for a husband and wife, or a date night for the empty nesters, or whatever it is, however you want to spin it. But now you see all the things that are happening, and you should know your area, your demographic better than anybody else. You would know if they're going to be into, in this case, it's Randy Houser at Billy Bob's Texas. That kind of tells you the demographic that this is going to be for, right? And that's your demographic. Then post that for them. There's going to be a certain amount of people who love country music that are your customers. I would post that. So post about events, be a source of information. Here's something else you can do. I just mentioned it a while ago. This is a local restaurant, right? I might not post every single thing that they have going on, every single thing they have for sale, but I know I'm going to post about these steaks. Hey guys, this restaurant has, T-bone steaks for $5.97 a pound. I said restaurant. This grocery store has T-bone steaks for $5.97 a pound. This other grocery store has T-bone steaks for $5.99 a pound this week. They also have, spare ribs for $1.99 a pound. Whatever it is, I would talk about the actual things. Not everybody's going to care about everything that's on sale in this weekly ad. There's going to be a few key things. It might be the cheesecake. Definitely going to be some of the meat. Here's another meat offer, more meat. Here's crab clusters. Here's lobster tails. I would highlight the things that people are likely going to care the most about and just put that in a post. That seems really silly, but again, you're becoming a source of information. People don't have to wait till they don't have to go searching for this. They see your ad from whatever company you have and you're giving them this information. This is helpful stuff. And then one more thing you can do is post about news that's happening in that city, especially if they're going to pass some kind of bill that's going to, hike up the property tax or something like that, or whatever you want to. If you can find some relevant information happening in your city, like right now, I just put in Fort Worth news. Then I would go. You have the magazine, right? Or the magazine. I mean, you have the newspaper, the Fort Worth Star Telegram, and then you also have their top stories right here. So boom, I would look at the top stories, and something that I think is worth note for people who live in that community, I would talk about that. I would take this link. I would talk about, I would give a basic breakdown of what happens in this link or what this article is about. So now you're doing the work for them. They don't even have to read. They don't have to read the article. You can break it down briefly if you want, if you choose to. And then you post a link to the article, and what will happen is a certain percentage of people are going to read your breakdown, and that's it. And you become a news to them, essentially. And some people will read your breakdown and actually click on the link. But do you see what I'm talking about here? Imagine how much engagement you will get when you're talking about events and deals and news in that local community versus talking about just your home service contracting company. Imagine the engagement you get. And again, it's like branding at its finest, because you becoming a resource and taking up space or real estate in their head. Now, when they need your service, who are they going to come to? They're going to come to you, the resource. Your chances of getting that business increase significantly. Anyways, I hope that helps. See you. Wait. Before you go, please like or subscribe to this channel. And here's why. That helps other people like you see this video. So if this video helped you at all and you want it to help other people just like you, then like and subscribe, because that's the only way that it's going to help them. That's going to be the way for them to see this. I appreciate you watching. Thanks.